So what's been the hardest part of putting this movie together?
Finished shooting everything after that, kind of not having any money. It was just basically me, and on this little laptop I'm talking to you now, it's a little 13-inch Mac, and I edited the movie, adding every sound effect, and it was just a process, scoring the film, adding all the sound effects, just getting color correction. For the music, for example, when you have a movie this small, I'm just trying to take as many favors as possible. And our friend Matan Cohen did the music for it, or half of the music, because half of the music is a score and half of the music is a band. And the band music is actually Todd's old band with the other actor, Sean, who plays Anthony in the movie. And the other half is the musical score. And the musical score Matan couldn't do because he was going to college in Ireland, so he passed. So we had to find other people. And we spent about 8 months working with other people. We get a song here, a track there, and it just was never working out. So finally Matan came back. It had been so long we were working on the music that he said, I'm willing to do it, and I'll do it for essentially no money, but you have to give me like 7 months. And it's like, okay, well, if you're gonna do it for no price, 7 months. So then right there, it's 1.5 years goes by, but you know, what am I gonna do? I'm just working on the weekends on the movie, still just PAing assistant jobs, but you just never forgot about it and just always chipped away at it. And eventually here it is. And it took a little while, but I'm proud it's actually out and people are watching it.
That's really cool. I mean, that's kind of where I'm coming from. I'm just slowly chipping away. I didn't realize like in August, it'll be 3 years I started writing, and I'm like maybe 45 pages or so.
Yeah.
But I'm still figuring it out. I'm stopping myself from going back to page 1 going, no, this is better. This is because I'm stuck on the first like 20 pages for like a year.
Oh, you can do that all day. I get stuck like that too. I mean, it's constantly, you can always think of a better idea. That's why we work well together, because I will force my Todd, just keep writing forward and I'll keep thinking about all the issues, but just you look forward, I'll look backward. So we kind of have that back and forth thing.
Well, and I'm glad you talk about that, because it's hard to collaborate with people, right? Yeah. Not everybody that you put together works well together. How is it that you and Todd have been able to be, I don't know, successful in your collaboration?
Probably both of us probably don't see ourselves as any form of professionals yet, so there's no ego or anything. We're just trying to make it.
That helps a lot.
No, but we're good friends, and I'm sure everyone says that, and then 20 years later, they're stabbing each other in the back.
Yes. He doesn't even know what a shirt is. I mean,
we actually went to high school together. We didn't really meet until right after high school. And I think we bonded genuinely on a car ride to just kind of be in our friend's set. Matan, the guy who did the score for the movie, actually. And we just realized that we both pretty much see movies the same way. We see a good balance of art and craft. Like, craft is very important to both of us, I think. And so I feel like that's a big hurdle when you're working with someone. They tend to, especially with on screenplays specifically. A lot of people want to inject too much art or too much craft and no art. And I feel like we kind of balance each other out. And yeah, I mean, up until that point, Jay was the first person I met that liked movies more than me. So it was pretty much just exciting from the get-go.
You'd realize that he had the same kind of passion for film as you did.
Yeah, and not even just the same kind of passion. Like, we like the same kind of movies, like from the get-go. Like, we have very, very similar tastes, and we tend to analyze and structure things pretty similarly. And any places that we tend to be lacking, the other person steps up. Like, you know.
Yeah. A lot of trust too. I mean, I think I trust Todd completely, and I think Todd trusts me. Like, I trust that he's a fantastic writer. I know everything, all the dialogue, all the things he's going to add are good to the story. I have full faith that any idea I don't have, if I can only come up with 75% of it, he's going to come up with 25%. Or if I can only come up with 10% of it, he can come up with the other 90% of it. And I think that he knows the same, that if he comes up with 90%, I can fill in that little gap.
Exactly. It's actually really nice because it takes a lot of pressure off. That's probably why we're able to fly through it so fast too. Because one of us gets stumped, the other person tends to have the answer.
And we don't really argue too much. Like, if one of us thinks something is wrong, then that means something's wrong. Like, if we both don't think it's good, then that's the problem.
It gets the axe.
Yeah. We're pretty easy about that.
Yeah, we tend not to, like, because our taste overlaps so nicely, if we butt heads, it's not a matter of like, well, I just don't like it. We have genuine reason to, like, this isn't working because of this. And then because we're able to articulate that, it's easy to come to a consensus.
That's really cool. I mean, that kind of reminds me of like Chris and I with the podcast. It's like, I'm usually the excited little kid that's like, ooh, look, fun TV show. And he's like, let's think of the psychological reasoning behind that. And I'm like, oh, okay. And it kind of works, you know? And he's also the one that has the better memory than me because, you know, I'm sitting here the other day like, oh, tomorrow night, Saturday, we're going to do the show. And I'm like, oh, wait, no, that's today's Friday.